We're here with Adam Hughes, one of the world's most renowned comic artists, and that's no lie, here on Behind the Panels. Adam, what have you been working on lately?
Well, I've been the cover artist for the Fables spin-off title Fairest from Vertigo Comics, brought to you by Bill Willingham and a large crew of fabulous artists.
Yeah, we just did an interview with him recently.
So I've been wanting to work with Bill for a very long time, and I thought, like, when Jean left Fables, they might be looking for a new cover artist, and just the way the cards fell, I ended up doing the covers to a brand new title, which is kind of cool, because you get to, nothing better than starting with your own issue one, and I'm very happy about that. So I've been doing the covers for Fairest for about 7-8 months now, and I'm also returning to interiors. I'm drawing the 4-issue Dr. Manhattan prequel miniseries for the Before Watchmen project this summer.
Now, were you asked, did somebody, say, hey, we want Adam Hughes on this project, or was this something that you were going after yourself?
Oh, well, it was such a top-secret project for the longest time. I was actually asked by DC Comics to work on it almost 2 years before it was announced.
Good Lord.
Like, they wanted to lock me into a commitment really far down the road. I was one of the first people they asked, and so it was kind of a surprise. I was at a dinner, and my longtime editor at DC Comics said, I want to talk to you about a project. It's an interior project. You'll be returning to doing the insides of comics, which I hadn't done since the 20th century. And in Mafia style, I guess it's because we were in Chicago, Mafia style, he wrote on a piece of paper something and slid it across the table and then sat back like a Sicilian Don. And I turned the card over and it said Dr. Manhattan. And I wouldn't have been more surprised if it had said The Amazing Spider-Man from DC Comics. I was flabbergasted. And he said, think about it, and I did. I went off and thought long and hard about it. And, he's a good friend of mine, and I wanted to help him out with this project, so I said yes.
Well, were you intimidated or maybe a little put off, not just by the size of the project, but the fact that you hadn't done interior work in so long?
Yes to both. A big fat yes to both. I really wished I had done more interiors to get warmed up and slide into this, because I haven't done it in such a long time, and I was so surprised because I thought, like, well, I draw covers and single illustrations all the time. It'll be really easy. I'll just draw everything subdivided into 6 little panels. And the first time I had to draw a figure this big on a page in an establishing shot, I realized I hadn't drawn a figure this big since like 1999. That all my covers, I do medium shots, close-ups, I do pin-up type stuff. All the weird, unusual things that a comic book artist is called upon to draw. I had forgotten a lot of them.
How do you feel about the response, both positive and negative, coming towards the Before Watchmen project?
Well, it does it does amplify the spotlight that I'm perceiving myself and the other artists and writers to be in quite a bit more than it actually is. I don't like to be involved in any kind of controversy. I'm not one of those people that enjoy controversy because it's like, oh my God, I've done something controversial. I've created something that people are going to be talking about just for the sheer sake of the controversy as opposed to the content. For the people who are excited about it, I'm really glad. For the people who are skeptical but are remaining open-minded, I really do appreciate that. And the people who are dead set against it just on principle, God bless them for their support for a particular creator or a particular title. And they're, of course, more than welcome to that point of view. It's when it gets ugly, it's when it gets really like, people attacking you, that you sit there and go, okay, we need to think really long and hard about why you're attacking me or attacking other creators. It's very easy to sort of fan the flames of revolution, especially in the age of the internet. People don't actually get all their facts straight before they get bent out of shape about something. And I do feel bad, and it does weigh on me quite a bit when people basically attack me and attack others for just kind of doing our jobs, and we're not You know,
and that's really what it boils down to. I mean, you're an artist for hire.
Well, yeah, we're an artist for hire, and it's tough when somebody's like attacks you and calls you a scab and says that you're selling out. You know, the fact that this notion that anybody who works on Watchmen is against creators' rights. This skewed and rather arbitrary and binary position that's been created is false and untrue. I mean, you know, it is bothersome, and it's kind of hard to do a good job under the light of such scrutiny. But we're all trying our best, and I personally don't think anybody set out to do this maliciously. You know, we were all just approached by DC Comics to work on a big summer project for a bunch of characters that DC does legitimately own the rights to, and that's all we kind of looked at it as. And so the controversy slapped some of us in the face somewhat startlingly when it happened, and we're just kind of trying to soldier on. And,
yeah, because simplistically you look at it from it's a legal thing. DC does own the title, so if they want somebody to do a story on it, then
it's and it's like I'm amazed. I'm amazed that it took DC 26 years to do it. I would have swore they would have done this 10 years ago or 15 years ago or sometime in 1992. And the fact that they waited this long, and they waited until they could get a gang of artists and writers that they really wanted to work with and try to do the original graphic novel such service. I mean, I don't know any of us that are like, the original Watchmen, I'm just doing it for a job. I sold the original Watchmen when it came in. I was working in a comic book shop in 1986. I think it's the greatest graphic novel ever produced, and it is a very big deal that I'm actually paying attention to. This is not just another assignment.